in the course of his illness, he and my mom have become a team in a different way because she's such a rock and she's so calm and caring and able to just carry a million things at once, and she's so optimistic. And he's by nature, a very anxious person. And he can tend to fall apart in either logistically complicated situations, hectic situations, stuff where there's too much going on. He can tend to fall apart. He's had a number of panic attacks in his life. He doesn't deal well with extreme stress. And there seemed to be at some point some part of him that just sort of like gave in and let my mom do everything. But I think another shift that happened is that when he went from the hospital in Western Mass, the Bay State, over to Dana-Farber, I felt them both relax because there was they were so impressed from the moment they got there with the oncologists and the physician's assistants and the nurses. I mean, it's just everybody there is so exceedingly smart and up on everything and competent, and they don't screw anything up there. I mean, I'm sure they do, but
right.
The
Not
perception
yet.
from my parents and other people that we now know who have gone through Dana-Farber is that they don't miss anything. And I think when they developed that sense, they just sort of started giving in a certain way. Like when a doctor recommended something, they didn't question it. They didn't question anything. They were like, "Oh, you think that's a good idea? You think this is the best thing? Okay, sign me up. Here's my arm. Like, drip it in. It's fine." And so I don't think any of the clinical trials that have been proposed to him have frightened him very much because they've all been the strong recommendation of the doctors, and I think he has doctors who are not afraid to just make a call and say, "Yep, I think this is the best course of action for you." And that confidence goes directly to his level of comfort. And I think in a way that I wouldn't necessarily have expected, he's just given in to their wisdom, And so in that sense, it has always been definitely always the clinical trials are his decision. It's just they trust their caretakers so implicitly that it hasn't really been like a hand-wringing, hemming and hawing, should we do this situation. The main... All right, so then that was sort of the fall of 2007. Then some of these things, like the kind of waiting periods and stuff, like blend together because we've been in such a limbo period for so much of the last 10 years. But the next big thing that they decided was